FC Barcelona coach Hansi Flick is facing his first big decision on how to organize his midfielder for the match against Bayern Munich. Eric Garcia will be absent for the match of the third day of the Champions League between FC Barcelona and Bayern. Not only did he receive a red card in the game, but he was also the victim of an annoyance during the warm-up last Sunday. This injury forced the coach to integrate Ansu Fati into the starting 11, moving Rafinha in the middle. However, with Fati's unsatisfactory performance, it is unlikely that he will be among the incumbents. As a result, Rafinha is expected to take up his post on the wing, which poses a dilemma for Hansi Flick, especially with the absence of Ferran Torres. For the match against Bayern, only two players, namely Marc Casado and Pedri, are guaranteed to start. This leaves room for the trio in midfield, and Hansi Flick will have to select the third player. It should be noted that Pablo Torre is in very good shape, while Gavi and Fermin, who enjoyed a few minutes of play against Sevilla, are also available, as is Dani Olmo, who was on the bench. As for Frenkie de Jong, he was supposed to start against Sevilla, but due to discomfort, he could not participate. No further details were provided on his health. However, Flick has several options for the remaining midfielder. Barça fear a relapse of Dani Olmo, reports David Bernabeu of Diario Sport. It is for this reason that Hans-Dieter Flick decided not to take any risks with the Spaniard in Barca's victory against Sevilla. Olmo should also not start against Bayern Munich, but could enter the field depending on the score. Olmo had been injured since September 16. He had been part of the Blaugrana team against Sevilla but didn't even warm up during the game. The 26-year-old has scored 3 goals in 3 appearances with the Catalans this season. Barca decided not to do it, not because they didn't want to, but because they ran out of money. The solution? The Masia. Hansi Flick visited Barca at legs training and drafted Marc Bernal, while Marc Casado got an automatic promotion to the first team after Sergi Roberto left. Bernal had the misfortune to suffer an anterior cruciate ligament injury after 3 games of the season, but Casado has blossomed, shown and gained confidence since then. The visual test shows a Casado that does everything well and doesn't make a misstep week after week. In addition to his effective tackles, recoveries and interceptions, Casado plays as an experienced central midfielder who knows exactly when to join the offense or back off to fill the space on defense. Take, for example, the match against Sevilla. Casado won 5 duels, made 2 interceptions, recovered 4 balls and completed 45 of his 50 passes. This 21-year-old is making a place for himself in the Barca midfield, but is he essential? The answer is simple. No. First of all, Casado needs rest because he can't play every game. Second, and more importantly, Hansi Flick has an abundance of talent to choose from in this midfield. Frenkie de Jong and Gavi are back from injury. And in the near future, Andreas Christensen will also be back to fight for a place in midfield or defense. You owe us one thing. Joan Laporta told Hans-Dieter Flick before the Champions League clash between FC Barcelona and Bayern Munich, according to AS. If you can score more than 8 goals, that's even better, but if we win, that's good too, the president joked. This time, Flick will be the head of the Blaugrana. FC Barcelona sees a major Premier League club targeting one of its defensive options. FC Barcelona is already active and is exploring options to strengthen its workforce. It is no secret that defender Jonathan Tah is being considered by the Catalan club. Although the Catalan defense is already well provided, the sports management considers the recruitment of Tah as a strategic initiative, as he will arrive free of charge at the end of his contract next June. Also, he is 28 years old and still has many years at the highest level. However, FC Barcelona has to face the competition, because according to Bild, the leader of the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich is also interested in Tah. And according to the Gazzetta dello Sport, Inter Milan is also following this issue. Today, another English club is announced. According to Team Talk, Liverpool are seriously considering the acquisition of the defender and would be willing to deploy all necessary means to seduce him into joining the Anfield team. The Reds can also count on a major asset in the person of Xabi Alonso, Tah's current coach. The Spaniard has left a significant footprint on Liverpool and has a good knowledge of the club as well as the city, which could help persuade Jonathan Tah to join the Reds. FC Barcelona faces formidable competition, and the task is even more difficult for the club because financially it will be difficult to compete. Jonathan David would be looking to take a big step forward next season, his contract with Lille expiring in 2025. Playing for the French club since 2020, the Canadian striker is attracting interest from several major European clubs, including Barcelona, Inter and Juventus. According to reports, David earns €2.2 million a year in Lille, but is looking for a significant salary increase. Spanish media outlet Relevo says it wants an annual salary of €6 million, as well as bonuses, as it should be transferred for free at the end of this season. Barcelona would face strong competition from the giants of the Premier League. David is eligible to sign a pre-contract agreement with a new club as early as January, with interest growing around his availability as a free agent.